Good evening, Dungeon Masters, I'm KotoR. All too often, we start our D&D campaigns in a tavern where players wait for that first quest hook to walk through the door. Besides being cliché, this passive, cinematic quest dump tends to be awkward and unremarkable. However, the video game Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic demonstrates exactly how we should start our D&D campaigns. Right at the beginning, KotoR's main character awakens on a Sith-attacked starship. The player's first party member throws them a blaster rifle, answers a few questions, and then runs for the escape pods. To iterate, Karth gives the main character just enough information for this first bit of gameplay to make sense. The Sith are attacking the starship, they're looking to arrest the Jedi Bastila, and once they've taken her captive or killed her, the Sith will scuttle the ship. Therefore, failure to get to the escape pods is certain death. As a result, the player quickly learns that the Sith are bad guys, Bastila is a pivotal NPC, and most pressingly, quick action is needed for survival. Compare this to Skyrim's game opening, however. What could have been a phenomenal intro opens with 5.5 minutes of Nordic lore dump. Instead, the game could have begun with Imperial soldiers removing a sack from the Dragonborn's head and shoving them into the chopping block's queue. In the game sequence after the Dragonborn gets out of the wagon, players learn that the Imperials are about to unfairly execute the Dragonborn, that the Dragonborn has been mixed up in Ulfric Stormcloak's rebellion, and that the dragons have somehow returned to Skyrim. If this video game began right here in front of the chopping block, players would still have all the info they needed to get shoved into the action. To iterate, the magic sauce here is not that Skyrim's intro could have been shorter, it's that KotoR or post-wagon ride Skyrim gives the player just enough context to start asking questions while proving that their lack of answers to those questions is dangerous. No matter how this sudden introductory calamity manifests, be it a Sith capital ship or a world-eating dragon, players learn that not having relevant information will get them killed. These immediately introduced conundrums develop a visceral connection to the story's plot. Even before the player can get their head around what's going on, they've already been attacked by what's at the edges of their knowledge. Players can ask themselves, who is Bastila and what do the Sith want with her? And why do I have to be killed if it's just Bastila they want? Or similarly, why am I mixed up in Skyrim's rebellion and why is a resurrected dragon attacking me? These personal stakes plant the seeds for curiosity and world exploration. This initial story's context and impending danger should feel very constraining to any player's decision-making. Players should quickly feel as if they're up against the wall, with an obvious, short-term objective to get out of danger. Get to the escape pods before the ship explodes, or escape the dragon attacking the keep. Funny enough, this constrained pressure isn't to railroad players, but to make the sandbox they eventually find themselves in much more relatable. To that end, therefore, this early and explosive campaign tension shouldn't last forever. As soon as the players are out of immediate harm's way, they need a sense of respite for their exploration to safely begin. In Knights of the Old Republic, this happens by squatting in Terrace's Upper City abandoned apartments. In Skyrim, helpful Riverwood villagers give the Dragonborn a safe place to rest and even a few story beats. These last stops on the pressure train do two things. Players gain a needed home base to rest and a safe place to start seeking answers in the wider game world. At the game's beginning, players are trapped on a starship or inside the walls of an Imperial fortress, but later they earn a world to explore and motivation to do so. Thus, a player's incomplete information and their survival instincts become the primary driver for the game world curiosity. If you'd like to help me make more content like this in the future, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Thanks for watching, Dungeon Masters, and until next time, good night.